I spent the entire month of November, that's 30 days, learning and training myself to use gyro controls in Critical Ops. And in this video, I plan on taking you on my personal journey of self-discovery to find out if gyro controls can actually make your aim better. So be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as I've put a lot of effort into making this video and would greatly appreciate if you showed some support. Don't forget to check out my Discord channel, where I host custom games with my viewers, in the description below, as well as a link to my channel support page, where you can unlock custom emojis to use in the comments down below, and in my live stream chat, where I live stream on Saturdays at noon Eastern Standard Time. So for a few weeks I've been practicing my aim in aim labs on PC, because me and a buddy of mine like to play shooter games. So I wanted to work on my aim just so that, I don't suck. However, while playing aim labs, I have come to realize that I have forgotten one of the most important fundamental mechanics when it comes to aiming in shooters. Micro adjustments. How could I forget about micro adjustments? So after you flick, a good majority of the time you wind up over or undershooting your target by just a smidge. This is where your micro adjustment comes into play, by making the tiniest of movements to adjust your aim so you can hit your target. So the order in which you should aim is spot your target, flick to your target, micro adjust, then shoot. Now after some of my aim lab sessions, I decided to take another look at my micro adjustment ability in Critical Ops with just raw touch input. Holy moly guacamole, that is terrible! Those movements should be way smaller. Now, I've tried a couple of different ways to fix this. The first way was by cutting my sensitivity in half and using, aim acceleration, which to my unsurprise didn't work for me. So I decided to try something I thought I'd never, ever use. Gyro controls. Alright, let's give this the good old college try, and this is the exact precision I was looking for. You know what? Screw it. Let's learn how to use gyro. So for the next 30 days, I'm going to be aim training with gyro controls enabled. I'm going to be using Aim Labs Mobile as my aim trainer of choice and play some Critical Ops afterwards, just to get the extra practice in-game, because God knows I need it. The tasks I plan on using for Aim Labs are going to be focusing on flicking and tracking. Now to make the most out of my time in Aim Labs, I've pre-planned a routine that alternates between 5 flicking tasks and 5 tracking tasks. And since each one takes about a minute, I have to play each task 6 times to meet the 1 hour mark. And the tasks I've chosen are 6-shot, sphere track, grid shot, strafe track, micro shot, switch track, spider shot, sniper shot, reflex shot, and motion shot. But I replaced this later with strafe shot. I'll be checking my progress and gauging my performance in each task by using the score in the task completion screen. After I'm finished in Aim Labs, then it's straight into Critical Ops Team Deathmatch for the 2nd hour. I chose to play TDM because this is where all the new players start playing, which is a good place for anyone to practice and get better, and for me to practice my gyro aim. But do you know an even better place to get better at Critical Ops? Right here on this channel. So make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of my new tips and tricks videos, or you can check out some of my older videos that I've already posted. So it turns out that Aim Labs Mobile does not like to be recorded by third-party recording software for some reason. I've tried several times to fix it, but only end up with the same result. So I had to record my Aim Trainer gameplay from my tablet, then download that from my tablet to my PC. Now I bet you were wondering what my gyro settings are. And I knew you were wondering that because I know you want to copy my settings. Well, I wouldn't copy anything just yet. Remember, your aim settings are based on what is most comfortable for you. So what I want out of my gyro settings is the ability to precisely micro adjust where my touch controls are used for more broader movements. So to do that, I set my gyro sensitivity to about 30% of my aim settings, 4X and 4Y. The scoped assault rifle and scoped sniper rifle sensitivities are exactly the same as before, and the cherry on top is turning inverted gyro controls on. Now I know this seems weird, but the reason for this is because in my head, and what is most comfortable for me, is that I want to tilt my device in the direction I want to aim. I don't want to feel like I'm looking through a window, but I want to feel like I'm using part of a controller. So these are the settings that I'm going to be using throughout the next 30 days to see if this extra precision is going to help me get some more kills. For days 2, 9, 16, 23, and 30, I have live streamed my practice sessions for your viewing pleasure, as well as comparing my progress between each week. and also for you to roast me. I know my audience, so being roasted by chat isn't going to surprise me. However, like I said before, I can't record aim labs with my streaming setup, so it's just the hour I spend in critical ops. So during these first 10 days, things have been going smoothly. I have experienced ups and downs in my aim training, and that is to be expected. I've also seen some improvements in my scores in my aim labs training. However, that is when I'm on standard difficulty. In the next 10 days, I'm going to be playing on the next highest difficulty, advanced. This will put everything I've been experimenting with to the test and really start to push my limits. And when I say experiment, I mean I have been trying out different things while aim training. Come to find out, I really hate using my thumb sleeves, so my hands are going to be naked from now on. Also, some of the tasks I have been performing are mixed with how much gyro aim I've been using. Some tasks I don't use gyro at all, some tasks I use a hybrid of gyro and touch controls, and just one task I only use gyro aim for, micro shot. This has resulted in something I like to call a gyro flick, where I use nothing but gyro controls to flick to an enemy's head and send them back to spawn. This really helps with holding angles, especially with snipers, as I can now hit players who are trying to swing into me more often than with just raw touch input. So not only have I seen an improvement in my aim, but I've developed a new skill that I never used before. But it hasn't been easy. These first few days, I have been struggling to start my aim training routine and wind up waiting until it gets too late in the evening. Sometimes I have put off my training so late that I only end up doing half the time I have set for myself. Even now, I wanted to start my aim training, but decided, you know what, I'm just going to write down all of the progress I've made 3 days before this section is even supposed to be written because I want to complain about my lack of focus. Yeah, I just went meta. I suppose I should go and get that checked out, but I'm still hyper-focused on this, so I probably won't happen till December. ADHD go. Day 10 marks checkpoint number 1. This is where I switch up my practice routine to incorporate public diffuse matches. So to do this, I continue to play aim labs for an hour on the next hardest difficulty, but instead of an hour in TDM, I only play it for 30 minutes and then play 30 minutes in diffuse. And just playing diffuse isn't going to cut it. I have to make sure I am practicing my grenade lineups on each map that I'm playing on, so that way I am ready for whenever I'm playing in ranked diffuse. And now is the time to recap everything that is leading up to checkpoint number 2 halfway through this session. I don't know if it's my eagerness to keep things updated in this script or what, but I have some things I would like to take note of. Firstly, my scores in aim labs have been improving on the fact that the targets are quote-unquote harder to hit than in standard difficulty, but I've also decreased my time in aim labs from an hour to 30 minutes. I don't know if this is true or if it's just my excuse for being lazy, but I have heard that shorter practice sessions with breaks in between can boost performance over time. Now originally I have been grinding out aim labs and TDM back to back for 2 hours straight, but by decreasing my time in aim labs and taking breaks, I have seen a steady increase in my scores in the positive direction. I'm also allowing my tablet to charge in between sessions so that my tablet doesn't die on me. Secondly, I have run into another gyro user in one of my TDM matches that gave me some very insightful tips on the best way to use gyro. Having a low gyro sensitivity is good at reducing the shakiness that gyro brings. I mean, I kind of figured that out already while training, but I would also like to add that having a tablet holder for whatever device you're using is a great way to reduce shakiness even more. Is this cheating? I feel like this is cheating. Oh, speaking of cheating, diffuse games have been going great whenever there's a full lobby. I might, however, need to revisit some of the videos that I made about the different grenade throws on the different maps because I might have forgotten about half of them. However, I've come to realize that diffuse is not just about getting your grenades perfect, but about positioning and timing. Now this all depends on how you play. For instance, I like to play very passively, waiting for the enemy to push into an area that I control, unaware that I am in control. This works wonders on the coalition side. Since it is the defender side, it is easier for the coalition to wait for the breach to push into their objective. But for the breach, it's a bit more complicated. And this is what I think I struggle with the most when I'm on the breach. So I have been scouring YouTube for attack strategies from other games to get inspiration for a better way to play as the breach. And I found one. And here's how it's going to work, alright? If I'm rushing, I'm pre-firing every common angle I know a coalition member can play. If I'm not rushing, I flash around the corner and I hold that angle until someone peeks. Of course, this is the simplified version, but so far it has been working against these players. Finding out if this works in ranked? Well, we'll find out soon now, won't we? Alright, so my eagerness got the best of me because a bunch of things have happened within these last 2 days, so I'm gonna go rapid fire real quick. Firstly, today was my annual bursitis episode where I get bursitis in one of my elbows. This time it was my right elbow. This isn't the first time this has happened before. I think it was because I've been doing some aim training and playing Black Ops 6. Anyways, I still have medication from the last time I'd gotten bursitis, so it'll clear itself up nicely in a couple of days. Secondly, I posted a video talking about the new 1.48 update, so that was fun. Day 20 marks checkpoint number 2. It is now time to put what I have learned to the test by playing in Ranked Diffuse. I started by playing 30 minutes at TDM, and the final hour and a half is spent playing Ranked Diffuse, including queue time. I can honestly care less about my rank right now, so I'm not too worried if I win or lose my games. What I am concerned about the most is my performance within these games. Now, I am playing at a decently high level, and if you've seen my ranked placement match videos, which you should totally check out and leave a like on if you like to watch my ranked gameplay videos, you'll know that I have a bad habit of bottom fragging. Every single game. The goal this time around is to try and be mid-fragging or better in each ranked match with a positive KD ratio. And no, it's not to boost my 0.65 KD I started out with. Okay, maybe a little bit. Okay, it definitely is. Also, as I'm writing this 2 days into checkpoint 2, I'm only doing a quick 15-minute warm-up in TDM and playing one ranked game. Mostly because I want to record my gameplay, because I want to do another thing that I know is a good idea and completely forgot about when starting this project: watch my replays! By rewatching the games that I play, I can gain a better understanding of what I am doing wrong versus what I'm doing well. Now for newer players, I recommend having someone that you know who has a higher rank than you watch your replays. They generally have a better understanding of the game than you do and can give you some good pointers. So for my replay watching, I'm going to be making a Google Doc and writing down things that I did wrong and things that I could improve on, like throwing nades or positioning. So for example, here I have my notes that I took from my first ranked game that I played. The very first thing, don't jump onto the boxes as the breach going A-site on Casello, especially if there's no smoke on the entrance, because you will get head glitched into oblivion. And this next note kind of ties into the first one. If you're in the fountain courtyard exterior, jump through the smoke over the boxes in between the pillars on the right side of A-site and aim for the middlemost brick. I literally tested this as I'm writing the script and it does not work. So I experimented a little bit and found if you aim between the two rightmost arches just before they merge, you can get an almost perfect A-site entrance smoke. Almost as perfect as this smoke right here that I found inspired by one of the players I was playing with on that map. Oh, and there's also this flash right here that is a perfect pop flash for everyone on— No! Focus! Another point I made was making sure that I rebuy my grenades whenever I can. Otherwise, if you have a strat planned out and you don't have the utility to pull it off, then you're kind of up a creek. Thankfully, in this game, I was able to help my team refocus and switch up strategies that resulted in us winning this round. There's also a lot of common sense points that I wrote down that you should also follow, so here they are. Don't throw nades at the end of the round, it wastes money and utility. Stay on the bomb site as the breach. If you're in a 1vx and the bomb is planted, kind of obvious, protect the bomb. Don't forget to check your ammo gun after you shoot. Avoids the dreaded click during a gunfight. Don't swing into an angle that someone is actively shooting into. It kind of makes you look dumb. Make sure you're behind cover when you swing into a new angle. Helps cut down on getting traded. And finally, don't stand too far away from an angle with an SMG regardless of what round it is. Yeah. It was after this game that I thought I found the real reason why I was not performing very well. My lack of confidence. So for my second game that I unfortunately didn't record, but have a screenshot of the end screen, I came up with a mantra to help psych me up for this game, and it goes like this. I am not bad. I'm good. I am very good. I know I am better than 90% of the player base in this godforsaken game. Do you know who I am? I am Stump da D, as in the one, the only. And if you're better than me and tell me I'm bad, thanks. You just put a target on your back, because I'm coming for your rank next. But if you're not better than me and tell me I'm bad, then put your money where your mouth is, shut up, and get on my level! It didn't work. I guess confidence is just a brave man's ignorance. I guess also both of those games that I played were on Europe servers, so there's that. But after those first two games, I was at a loss of what to do. My strategy was not working, and the mantra was not helping either. Shocking. Then it hit me. Something that I was told by my old and wise AAU basketball coach when I played high school basketball. It's not about what you can or can't do, or what you are or are not capable of. It's not even about what you think you can or can't do. At the end of the day, it's all about what do you do best. So, what do I do best? I am at my best when I play passive and play slow. And that is exactly what I did for my third game. And probably a little too on the nose. I'm not going to spare all of the details of the third match, but we were playing on GYRO, and I have this smoke and flash combo that I always use in mid. And I kept using that strategy even though the other team had already countered it for 3 rounds straight. Because that is the strategy I know best. But even after that, and getting dumpstered every other round, I felt like this game was my best performing game I have had all season. Granted, I haven't really played many ranked games this season and still went negative in this game. I'd gotten the most kills I have ever gotten in any game. And with the self-reflection added by rewatching my ranked games, I could finally fine-tune my gameplay and become the unstoppable force I knew I always could be. So after 30 days of using gyro controls, did it actually make my aim any better than what it was before? Well, with all the data gathered and recorded, I can safely say yes. But there is an asterisk next to it. Gyro is great for making precise micro adjustments in your aim to help you hit your target and stay on target for longer. Now this is with a low gyro sensitivity in relation to my raw touch input sensitivity, as well as having a tablet holder in a fixed position to help with cutting down on shakiness. I know that everyone's setup is going to be different from mine, so I wanted to make that clarification. But that's not what the asterisk is for. Aiming is only half of being considered a good player. The other half is having good game sense. You can have the best aim in the world, but if you don't know where the enemy is pushing from, then you're up a creek. If you have the best game sense in the world, but absolute dog shit aim, you're up a creek without a paddle. Both game sense and aim go hand in hand when talking about a good player. So for me, in the first 20 days, I wanted to work on my aim, as I know that is something I can easily measure. In the last 10 days, I wanted to work on my game sense, which only comes from experience. And after 7 years of playing Critical Ops, I'd say that my game sense is pretty good, but it can definitely be better. And if you want to get better, then start with this playlist here on the end screen. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss any more awesome videos.